that you can to build the best website. We have tutorials on how to use that software. We have workshops and seminars on how to build a website. We have good examples of what's a good website, and we can do that for your bio or your electronic press kit or your Facebook. Whatever you need. If you need a lawyer, we provide pro bono legal services. If you need an accountant.
I'm thinking about becoming a musician all of a sudden, or a songwriter, since all that help is available. So let's just say I did have that dream, which I don't, because people say, no, she's going to get the benediction if she sings, everybody's going to leave. But they don't know I got a secret coming. I'm going to release a CD.
There you go.
No. So let's say I walk into the office or make the appointment. Do you make the appointment or you come in?
You can, either way.
Okay, so I'm aspiring musician or talent or something, and I already know I want to do this, and I'm kind of talented. You know, my mother says I sing really well. You know, I hadn't sold out any crowds or anything. So do you guys at any point judge talent or say, you know, maybe if you worked on this a little more, or maybe you...
Yeah, we don't get into music instruction a lot, but yes, we have to sometimes be critical. Because, and also, it's not just on the talent end, which tends to be very personal.
Yeah.
But what we tell people as well, talent helps.
Yeah.
But it only helps. I mean, it's not the end of the day. You still have to have a work ethic that says it is one of the toughest jobs to knock it out. Matter of fact, it's interesting. Often one of the any of our members will say, so what's the number one thing that's going to help my career? What's the number one thing?
Give me the secret.
You know, what's
Give me
the one
secret
thing?
So I can be the next Whitney Houston.
And I've got it. Now, here's what I tell them. I tell them, you need to have a spouse that has a great job and benefits.
Okay.
Because if you're the artist, you got to go on the road these days. You can't have a regular job. And so you need somebody taking care of you so that you can devote a year or two of your life into learning your trade and getting good at it and going out on the road
building,
and putting anything,
branding.
Because that's the only way that's the only way it's going to work.
And sometimes you have to take backseat to like a big star, or don't go out there and think you're going to get top building at first.
Initially, I mean, we have bands, first you start in Memphis and you're able to go to some of the clubs in Memphis and bring 200, 300, 400 people in those clubs. When you can do that on a regular basis, then you branch out and you have to go regional. Now, the first time that you go regional, no one has ever heard of you, and you can't get a single human being into that club. So you start off as the opening act and with a headliner and work your way up until eventually people love you there, and then you can put 300 or 400 people into and then you go out a little further. And if you got to have the time to be able to do that, otherwise you can't build your career and make it work.
Is that the same for songwriters too? Should they, work with somebody who's already have a proven record, or?
Yeah, and there's great songwriting organizations in Memphis, the Memphis Songwriters and NSAI, which are the Nashville Songwriters. Actually, we have a great relationship with NSAI. They own a club that I'm sure many people have heard, called the Bluebird Cafe in Nashville. And it's a place where songwriters are discovered. So we have an agreement with them that we do 4 times a year, Memphis Music Night at the Bluebird Cafe.
In Nashville?
In Nashville. We take our best songwriters from Memphis and we do that there. Now,
I wonder if Debbie Allen, I interviewed her a couple of months ago on the other show. She's a singer-songwriter from Memphis but lives in Nashville now. And she came to do a song, Amazing Graceland, on the George Klein show. I wonder if that's the cafe, because she said that she did meet somebody at some restaurant cafe who helped her and said, I got to get my song to him. I got to get my song to him.
They're known. The publishers come and sit in the audience and listen to it. But Memphis artists, and there's a great example of what we do at the Music Foundation. Memphis artists have been going and playing at the Bluebird for a long time. They leave from Memphis, they drive to Nashville, they drink a little beer, they play at the Bluebird Cafe, and they drive home. But that's not what they do with us. We have kind of almost auditions. We bring the Bluebird people in. They help select our best songwriters, singer-songwriters that are going to go. We'll start in classrooms before they leave. We'll do everything. We'll bring PR people in to teach them how to do interviews, promotional interviews. We help them build meetings, schedule meetings in Nashville before they go. We teach them to play kind of as a group, because at the Bluebird it's could have play in the round.
Right.
We go the day before. They have all these meetings booked with important music people. We do a press conference for the music press. They play at the Bluebird Cafe. They come home the next day. They're back in classroom with us, and we're going through, okay, who did you meet? Let me see that business card. Okay, now you need to contact this person. You need to thank them for coming to listen to you. You need to tell them that you're going to be in Nashville in 7 days, and you want to book a meeting. And then a month later, we get them back in and say, who did you talk to in the last month?
So
did you follow
hold
up?
their hand, and they have this whole staff of people working with them instead of them doing it alone. What I want to do, I want to take a break, because I know people say, there's a lot of information. I want to write it down. I want your website and your phone number so they can, and then call people that you know that are interested in writing their music or singing or performing, so they can contact Dean Deyo at the Memphis Music Foundation. We'll be right back in just a moment.
Get up to a 100% scholarship to college and up to $60,000 in assistance. Get paid to learn valuable job skills. Maybe make an extra 20 grand when you join. All while you serve your community and your country. Learn more at NationalGuard.com.
When life's this hard, graduating can be even harder. But you can help Ativa and the students in your community make it through by visiting boostup.org.
Welcome back, everybody. You're still watching On Cable Tonight. I'm still Loretta, and I'm telling you, this guy right here, during the break, I was trying to get a record deal with him, but then we had to come back from the commercial. So you want to make sure you get his number, because if he can help me, he can help anybody. So make sure you pass this information on and contact the Memphis Music Foundation, because they are making stuff happen. It's like you have your own entourage, your own music people behind you. You don't have to do it by yourself. And I heard that community of musicians and talent is a really tight-knit community, and you guys really do support one another.
Yeah, Memphis music is really exciting. You know, they talk about, what is it, the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, or 7 degrees, or whatever it is.
6 degrees of separation.
There is the 2 degrees of Memphis music.
Definitely.
I mean, everybody in Memphis music knows everybody. And I guess the nicest thing for us has been that there are such great talent in Memphis, from Memphis, and every one of them wants to help. I mean, our number one individual contributor at the Music Foundation is Justin Timberlake. He is the poster boy for what we do, because he no longer lives here, but spends considerable amount of his money in Memphis, Tennessee.
Right, he has strong ties here, that golf course, and he gives so freely to, LeBonner that he loves too,
Totally involved, and again, he's our number one supporter financially, individual from the, and just actually was on the phone with them this afternoon, because another project here in Memphis that they want to support and help work with, and it's just been great. But all Memphis music is like that. We talked earlier about the Barkays and Larry and James, and here's the guys that have been around for 40 years,
40 years,
still knocking it down. They're some of our biggest supporters at the Music Foundation. We kind of work in 3 levels. We work with youngsters that are just starting out. Our youngest member is 9 years old, but we don't work with her. We work with her parents.
Okay, okay.
We work with groups like the Barkays or others that have had #1 hits and have a catalog of music, but perhaps don't know as much about digital downloads and social networks and things. So we work with that. And then we work, now you mentioned your CD, we work with this great Memphis middle class of music that are insurance men by day and play guitar at night. Now, they never want that to change, ever. They never want to lose their day job, but here's where it works, is because when they play, they want as many people that they know to come see them. So they know they need to have the same marketing techniques and promotional techniques as the professional. Their website has to look just as good as a professional artist.
And that's so important. I know people want to have things, just get it up there, but that's like the worst thing you can do, is just put something up there so you can say, I have a website. Please, make sure it's professional. And one thing I have an issue with when people bring me CDs and want to be on my show, is it's just handwritten, and the picture is just not even photoshopped. It's just something they took on the little phone and just, you know, convoluted it by stretching it too much. Is that the kind of thing you want?
Totally.
You tell them to send out? Packaging is so important.
We want those people because, yeah, that person, even the part-time musician, when they make their first CD, they want that cover to look just as good as Justin Timberlake.
Absolutely.
And so, yes, you can either, the people you're talking about can spend $2,500